Greetings, friends, from the beautiful Caribbean shores of Barrie, Ontario. We welcome you to the launch of this new page called Dr. Imad Gurgis Reboot. And I entitled it Reboot because really in life, that's what we often have to do is reboot, much like a computer when it runs into unplanned circumstances and have difficulty. What do? We turn it off, turn it back on again, and we reboot. And oftentimes it functions really well and thrives after the reboot. So I really think it's a web page that's going to be very exciting because it's going to encompass many things that we encounter in life and use many resources that we have available to us and face the reality that so many things in life have affected us in terms of our decision making, in terms of our emotions, in terms of psychological well-being and even physical well-being. And so it's a very exciting page. I wanted to just go over the layout of the page, the objective of the page, the resources that we're going to be using. And without further ado, here it is. In terms of the page entitled Dr. Imad Gurgis Reboot, I just wanted to start off by overviewing my education because so many broad areas really encompass the passion that I've had in terms of the education breadth. And so I started actually at McMaster University after high school in Barrie and did a Bachelor's of Arts degree in psychology, following which I entered medical school at Mac and did that and then went into family medicine and did a certification as a family physician. I then moved to University of Ottawa where I did general and cosmetic surgery for a period of 4.5 years. And then in the past year, I have transitioned to Tyndale University, where I'm studying for a Master of Theological Studies with plans to seek counseling as well as pastoral ministry for church. So as you can see, it's a rather unique type of blend of psychology, science, surgery, medicine, and theology as well. The themes of the page really will be multifaceted and really cover so much of what we go through in life. First of all, faith, whether it's faith in a particular um, background in terms of particular religion, or it could even be faith in secularism, which is in some sense a faith, Darwinism, atheism. We're going to really include how faith shapes our way of thinking. So we're going to also look at how faith affects our thoughts and decisions and actions, as well as we undergo various transitions in life and have to reboot often. We're going to look at psychology, the effect of trauma, heartache, unfulfilled dreams in terms of our mental and emotional well-being, how we cope with those things. Sometimes it's a matter of coping, but even better, can we thrive in the midst of adversity given difficult past traumatic experiences and unfulfilled dreams and unexpected trauma in life? Uh, Politics, we can't get away from politics. Politics are all around us. We've seen in the last year how politics can be very divisive, and we have people of sometimes the same faith background who have a intense division and really strain their relationship as a result of politics. So how do political views shape us? And is it possible to have differing political views but still love unconditionally and still have friendships that are preserved? We've certainly seen a fracture of relationships as a result of varying politics. Sometimes we see even a fracture of interpersonal relationships like marriages and partnerships that are extremely stressed and in some cases collapse as a result of political view differences. And then we're going to, of course, look at science. Can science and faith coexist? Are they complementary or are they competitive? And how does the view of science shape our way of thinking, shape our decision, shape our faith? And then the really big loaded question is, do politics affect science? And if so, in what way? Or can science affect politics? We've seen in the last year a tremendously complex situation as far as politics intertwining with science. So some very, very interesting topics. Now, I will say that the theme here in the page is an amicable one. As difficult as that can be, this is meant for respectful dialogue, respectful presentations, and even if we differ, even if we have intense disagreement, we're not to attack each other. That will not be tolerated on the page. Personal uh, insults, personal attacks, are certainly not going to be accepted on the page. So, respectful dialogue. We could have differing opinions. It could be very intensely differing opinions, but respect is absolutely pivotal for the Reboot page. Now, what about the resources? I intend to use multiple resources, including Facebook Live and Zoom sessions, and we're going to have one coming up. The first one we're going to launch will be dealing with isolation, the effect of isolation on mental and emotional health, spiritual health, being isolated from friends, being isolated from church and religious community. How does that affect us? And we're going to have it interactive in many cases. And I'm very open to suggestions as far as topics that we want to cover during the sessions. We're going to always have the comment section open, and we'll be addressing that, looking at comments and addressing them as we go along. I'm going to have expert guests. So I'm going to have, I've already spoken to psychologists, faith leaders. We're going to have even politicians. And it's really meant to be very credible for the critical thinkers, for the deep thinkers, and really meant to be helpful and therapeutic in terms of how we deal with some of these things. Now, of course, some of the situations might end up being very detailed and intense and may require, of course, individual counseling or extra support beyond what a web page can provide. But it will generally have general information, including special guests that will address topics. We're also going to have videos, of course, that are pre-recorded as part of the education, and really want to have this very resourceful, very interactive page. And I'm really very excited to launch it. I welcome you to join the page and follow it, and we'll keep you updated. And we should be having our first live session within the next week. So that'll be announced very shortly. So take care, and blessings to you. And I hope you join in, and I hope you engage. We're going to have some great discussions and sometimes even heated debates. But we welcome all various views, and I'm very excited to launch this. So have a wonderful day, and we'll connect very soon.